The fall of a demigod. When life demands redemption. Imagine being born with power, literal divine blood in your veins. You're celebrated, envied, blessed beyond normal men. That was Hercules, son of Zeus, a symbol of strength and heroism. But even gods don't escape fate, and even strength doesn't shield us from darkness. In a cruel twist designed by Hera, the jealous queen of the gods, Hercules is driven mad. He loses control. He slaughters the people he loves most, his own wife and children. The strongest man in Greece is suddenly the most broken. And that's the part of the story we often skip over. Because before he becomes the myth, the legend, the hero, we see him at rock bottom. Not conquering, but weeping. Not victorious, but ashamed. The kind of shame that silences your name. The kind of grief that doesn't leave room to breathe. And in that shattered state, Hercules makes a choice. He doesn't run. He doesn't beg for mercy. He submits to the impossible. 12 labors, each more brutal than the last. Each designed not to glorify him, but to break him. But here's what we miss. These labors weren't just punishment. They were transformation. The first trial is always the hardest, slaying the inner beast. His first labor? Slay the Nemean lion. But this was no ordinary lion. Its golden fur couldn't be pierced by mortal weapons. Its roar shook mountains. Hunters before him were torn apart. Hercules tried arrows, useless, swords, shattered. So what did he do? He threw down his weapons and used his bare hands. He wrestled the beast, matching its savagery with raw, unfiltered will. He crushed it with nothing but his arms and resolve. Here's the lesson. The first battle of your transformation won't be elegant. It won't be pretty. It will be messy, desperate, and brutal. Because before you can grow, you have to face what cannot be avoided. Cleaning the impossible. The real work is unseen. One of Hercules' labors didn't involve monsters. It wasn't a glorious battle. It didn't inspire awe from the crowd. He was told to clean the Augean stables. Sounds easy? Not even close. The stables were filled with the waste of thousands of immortal cattle. Filth piled up for decades. The task was meant to humiliate him, to mock his strength. Let's see the mighty Hercules play janitor. But he didn't complain. He didn't storm off in anger. He used his brain. He diverted 2 rivers and let them wash through the stables, accomplishing in hours what no one could do in years. Here's what this teaches us. True greatness isn't just about brawn. It's about humility, strategy, endurance. Some of your biggest transformations won't come from public victories. The Hydra of Doubt. Cut one head, 2 more appear. Next came the Lernaean Hydra, a serpent with multiple heads. Slice one off, 2 more grow back. Hercules quickly realizes this isn't just a fight of strength. It's a battle of strategy. Every time he conquers one head, 2 more challenges rise. Sound familiar? That's exactly how life feels when you're chasing something big. You pay off one debt, another bill shows up. You fix one habit, 2 more problems surface. You quit a toxic job, now you're battling anxiety and insecurity. The belt of the Amazon Queen. When power isn't what it seems. One labor took him far from Greece, to the land of the Amazons. Warrior women, fierce, independent. Their queen, Hippolyta, actually admired Hercules. She wanted to give him the magical belt he was sent to retrieve. But Hera, always lurking, spread lies. She told the Amazons that Hercules planned to abduct their queen. The women attacked. The result? Chaos. Death. A gift turned into war. What does this teach us? That even in life, you'll sometimes be on the brink of peace, when misunderstanding, envy, or old enemies twist your progress into setback. The apples of immortality. The final stretch is the most tempting. Near the end of his labors, Hercules is tasked with stealing golden apples from the Garden of the Hesperides, fruits that offer immortality. But but the garden is guarded by a dragon, and no mortal even knows the path. So Hercules does something powerful. He seeks guidance. He consults Prometheus. He negotiates with Atlas, the Titan who holds up the sky. For a moment, Atlas agrees to fetch the apples if Hercules will hold the heavens. And so Hercules does. He literally bears the weight of the sky so that someone else can bring him the prize. Cerberus, facing the monster within. For his final labor, Hercules must descend into the underworld and bring back Cerberus, the terrifying three-headed hound that guards the gates of Hades. But this time, there's a twist. He's not allowed to use any weapons. He must rely purely on will, courage, and inner control. Think about that for a moment. All his previous labors demanded strength, cunning, or strategy. But this one? It's about restraint, about walking straight into the realm of death, into his own shadow, and not running from it. And isn't that the real battle we all face? We conquer careers, habits, external challenges. But when it's time to confront our own demons, our trauma, regret, self-hate, we freeze. But Hercules shows us it's possible. He wrestles Cerberus into submission, not by killing it, but by understanding it, by enduring pain, by staring into the abyss and refusing to blink. You want to grow? You want to be great? Then you have to walk into your darkness and walk out holding the leash, the hero reborn. Your labors are not in vain. Hercules completes all 12 labors. He's freed from his sins, his past, and the shackles of his pain. Eventually, he ascends to Olympus, welcomed among the gods. But here's the truth. His real reward isn't immortality. It's transformation. The weak man who once lost control and caused destruction became someone who faced monsters, solved impossible problems, suffered deeply, and never gave up. You might not have to slay hydras or descend into Hades, but you do have your own 12 labors. Each heartbreak, each rejection, every failure, every time you stood back up when life pushed you down. These aren't just tests, they're your training. You're becoming something greater. Your name might never echo through mythology, but your life can become legendary. So the next time you're exhausted, doubting, broken, or overwhelmed by struggle, remember Hercules. You're not being punished, you're being forged. And greatness, it's waiting on the other side of your next labor.